Alright guys, today we have lesson 17. Lesson 17. Alright, let's check out the table of contents here. Lesson 17, so we're still in dividing whole numbers. So today we're going to be dividing 4-digit numbers, page 23. Alright, let's read our directions here. You can see we have 14 problems. Directions: estimate. Circle all the problems with quotients between 500 and 1500. Then find the exact quotients of only the problems you circled. Alright, so we're looking for quotients between 500 and 1500. Alright, so 2500 divided by 5. Alright, 5 goes into 25 5 times. You have 2 zeros, so 1's good to go. You have 7,000 divided by 10, and 10 goes into 70 7 times, and you have 2 zeros. So 2 is in between 500 and 1500. Number 3, we can round to the nearest hundreds place, which would be 2700 divided by 9. 9 goes into 27 3 times, and then you have 2 zeros. We'll be solving, actually we will not be solving number 3 because 300 is less than 500. Number 4, you have 7,000 divided by 5. 5 goes into 70 14 times, and you have 2 zeros, and 1400 definitely falls between 500 and 1500. Alright, number 5, we can round 3,506 to 4,000 divided by 10. 10 goes into 44 times. You have 2 zeros left over, and 400 would not fall between 500 and 1500, so cross this one out. Number 6, we have 8,318 would round to 8,000 divided by 8. 8 goes into 8 one time, and you have 3 zeros, and 1,000 would fall between 500 and 1500, so we will solve that one. Number 7, you have 7,000, let's just make it 8,000 divided by 2. 2 goes into 8 4 times, and you have 3 zeros left over. So 4,000 does not fall between 500 and 1500. We will not solve that one. Number 8, we'll round this to 4,000 divided by 4. 4 goes into 4 one time, 3 zeros left over, and 1,000 does fall between 500 and 1500. Number 9, 3,000 divided by 5, and 5 goes into 36 times, 2 zeros left over, and 600 does fall between 500 and 1500. Alright, number 10, you have 5,018 divided by 7. Go ahead and round that to 5,000 divided by 10. 10 goes into 55 times. You have 2 zeros, and that does fall between 500 and 1500, so we will be solving that. Number 11, we have 8,000 divided by, I'm going to put 8 here to make it easy because I know that 8 goes into 8 one time. You have 3 zeros left over, and 1,000 does fall between 500 and 1500, so we will solve that. And the very last one, you have 6,000 divided by 3. 3 goes into 6 2 times. You have 3 zeros left over, and 2,000 is more than 1500, so we will not solve this one. Alright, number 1, we have 4 digits in our dividend, so we will have 4 boxes. They all go in the top right, and our divisor is 4, so we have divide, multiply, subtract, bring up. These are our 4 steps to our division process. Alright, let's solve this problem. 4 goes into 2 0 times. 0 times 4 is 0. Subtract, pop it up. Alright, start the whole process over. 4 goes into 25 6 times. 24, subtract, 1, bring it up. Start the whole process over. 4 goes into 18 4 times. 4 times 4 is 16. Subtract 2. Bring that 2 up. And then finally, 4 goes into 24 6 times. 6 times 4 is 24. 24 minus 24 is 0. We have no remainder. Our quotient is 646. All right, number 2, you have 4 digits in our divisor. So we'll have 4 boxes. We put each number in the top right. And our divisor is 9, so we're dividing 9 into each one of those. 9 goes into 7 0 times. Multiply 0 times 9 is 0. Subtract, get a difference of 7. Bring that 7 up. Start the whole process over. How many times does 9 go into 70? 7 times. 7 times 9 is 63. 70 minus 63 will give me a difference of 7. Bring that 7 up. Start the whole process over. 9 goes into 75 8 times. 8 times 9 is 72. 75 minus 72 will give me a difference of 3. Bring that 3 up. And then finally, 9 goes into 38 4 times. 4 times 9 is 36. 38 minus 36 is 2. So my leftover is 2. My remainder is 2. So we have 784. Remainder 2. So I just caught my error in number 1, so I'm going back to that one. Number 1. I wrote the number down right. I can't tell you how important it is to write these numbers down right, guys. This happens all the time. It's 2,508. Alright, and then our divisor is 4. Alright, so how many times does 4 go into 2? 0 times. 0 times 4 is 0. Subtract, bring up. So how many times does 4 go into 25? 6 times 4 is 24. 25 minus 24 is 1. Start the whole process over. 4 goes into 10 2 times. 2 times 4 is 8. 10 minus 8 is 2. Bring that 2 up. And finally, 4 goes into 28 7 times. 7 times 4 is 28. 28 minus 28 is 0. This is our remainder. 4 divides evenly into 2,508 and gives me a quotient of 627. So that first one was incorrect. All right, guys, number 4. We have 4 digits in our divisor. Dividend. So we'll make 4 boxes up and put our numbers in the top right of those boxes. Our divisor is 5. So our division process, divide, multiply, subtract, bring up. So how many times does 5 go into 7? 1 time. 1 times 5 is 5. Subtract, you get a 2. Bring that 2 up. Start the whole process over. How many times does 5 go into 24? 4 times. 4 times 5 is 20. 24 minus 20 will give me a difference of 4. Bring that up. Start the whole process over. How many times does 5 go into 42? 8. 8 times 5 is 40. 42 minus 40 will give me a difference of 2. Bring it up. Start the whole process over. 5 will go into 29 5 times. 5 times 5 is 25. Subtract gives me a difference of 4. Our remainder is going to be 4. So 5 does not divide evenly into 7,429. Our quotient is 1,485. with a remainder of 4. Alright, number 6. Our dividend has 4 numbers, so we will have 4 boxes. Put this number in the top right in each corner. Our divisor is 8, so we are going to divide, multiply, subtract, bring up. So 8 goes into 8 one time. 1 times 8 is 8. 8 minus 8 is 0. Bring that 0 up. 8 does not go into 3, so we'd put a 0 here. 0 times 8 is 0. 3 minus 0 is 3. Bring that 3 up. And then 8 goes into 31 3 times. 3 times 8 is 24. 31 minus 24 is 7. Bring that 7 up. And 8 goes into 78 9 times. 9 times 8 is 72. 78 minus 72, give me a difference of 6. This is my remainder. So 8 does not divide evenly into 8,318, but our quotient is 1,039, remainder 6. Alright, number 8. You have 4 numbers in your dividend, so we will have 4 boxes. Put your numbers in the top right corner of each box. And our divisor is 4. Alright, everybody say divide, multiply, subtract, bring up. Alright, how many times does 4 go into 4? 1. 1 times 4 is 4. Subtract, bring up. 4 does not go into 1, so I'd put a 0 right here. 0 times 4 is 0. Subtract, bring up. 4 goes into 11 2 times. 2 times 4 is 8. Subtract, bring up. 4 goes into 33 8 times. 8 times 4 is 32. 33 minus 32 would give me 1. So my remainder is 1, so 4 does not divide evenly into 4,113, but our our quotient is 1,028, remainder 1. Number 9, we have 4 numbers in our dividend, so we will have 4 boxes set up. Put our numbers in the top right, and our divisor is 5. Everybody say divide, multiply, subtract, bring up. So 5 goes into 3 0 times. 0 times 5 is 0. Subtract, bring up. 5 goes into 31 6 times. 6 times 5 is 30. Subtract, bring up. 5 goes into 19 3 times. 3 times 5 is 15. Subtract, bring up. So 5 goes into 46 9 times. 9 times 5 is 45. 46 minus 45 is 1. My remainder is 1. So 5 does not divide evenly into 3,196, but my quotient is 639, remainder 1. All right, number 10. You have 4 digits in my dividend, so we'll put those in the top right corner. 5,018 divided by 7. How many times does 7 go into 5? 0 times. 0 times 7 is 0. Subtract, bring up. Start the whole process over. 7 goes into 50 7 times. 7 times 7 is 49. Subtract, get a 1, bring that 1 up. Start the whole process over. 7 goes into 11 one time. 1 times 7 is 7. Subtract and bring up. Start the whole process over. How many times does 7 go into 48? 7 times 6 is 42. Subtract and get a difference of 6. So 7 does not divide evenly into 5,018, but we get a quotient of 716, a remainder 6. Alright, finally we have number 11. There's 4 digits in our dividend, so we will have 4 boxes. 8,127 divided by 6. Everybody say divide, multiply, subtract, bring up. Alright, so 6 goes into 8 one time. 1 times 6 is 6. Subtract, bring up. 6 goes into 21 3 times. 3 times 6 is 18. Subtract, bring up. So 6 goes into 32 5 times. 5 times 6 is 30. 32 minus 30 would give me a difference of 2. Bring that 2 up. Start the whole process over. 6 goes into 27 4 times. 4 times 6 is 24. Subtract 3. So we get a remainder of 3. So 6 does not divide evenly into 8,127, but my quotient is 1,354, remainder 3. Number 13, what strategies did you use to estimate the quotients? Explain. So when I got my estimates of everything, it's plain and simple, guys. You need to know your multiplication facts. If you know your multiplication facts, you can do most of this in your heads. I set up my problems to where I could easily put 5 into 25. You know that 10 goes into 70. 9, my multiples of 9 will get me to 27. So I changed my divisors and my dividends to whatever would divide evenly with each other. If you divide evenly and you know your multiples, you can quickly come up with a quotient. And then finally, number 14, guys. It says check one of your answers by solving it with a different strategy. Show your work. I'll be honest, man. You can use area models and you can use arrays, but when it comes down to it, I've taught math for 15 years, and I can't tell you how easy it is doing this pop-up method. I would stick with that pop-up method and just roll with that. All right, guys, I appreciate everybody doing the problems today. Let's keep up the good work, man. Have a few more lessons left. I think about 6 more lessons of this I-Ready packet, and then we'll be moving on to bigger and better things. I appreciate everybody's effort. Keep up the good work.